So you're gonna find as you start ascending more and more in your awareness, in your consciousness of your existence, in whatever plane it may be, you're gonna find that you'll start sympathizing with the quote unquote Illuminati. And when I refer to the Illuminati, I'm not referring to any particular fraternity or any particular organization or any sort of religion. I'm simply referring to a paradigm. I'm simply referring to a way of thinking and operating in this physical plane known as 3D. That is Illuminati. Many people are not part of fraternities, yet they are illuminated simply because they are conscious enough as they need to be at any given time. So, when I say I sympathize with the Illuminati, I mean there are many things which are misunderstood, which they understand. And because many misunderstand, many judge them. And for a lot of you out there, particularly us young people, as we grow more and more conscious as the days and years go by, particularly with the technology influx that we have the advantage of using, you'll find a lot of us will be illuminated. And many people will misread us, misunderstand us because of our knowledge. You see, what I always say is that the system itself is not bad. It's the people. The people make the system good or bad. So if I say Illuminati is good or bad, I'm naive because I know Illuminati is Illuminati. That's it. It's the people who are quote unquote illuminated that make the system good or bad. So as for me, I want to be illuminated because I know what it means for me and my purpose here. But for a lot of people, they shun illumination because they have been programmed, their egos have been programmed for a very long time to believe that illumination is a bad thing. And this is the trick. Powers that be may not want you to be illuminated, so they'll have you believe that illumination is somehow defiled, evil. But we know better than that now, don't we? So we can surpass that and transcend that and try to be illuminated, work our very hardest, activate the 22 in order to be illuminated, for example. So you'll find that when it comes to the whole illumination idea, a lot of illuminated beings, whether they are part of fraternities or not, whether they're independent free men, because really ultimate illumination is a free man, so you wouldn't be part of any group and no group would be part of you. You would just be you, right? But speaking carnally, speaking in regards to illumination, the Illuminati as the mainstream knows it today, you will find that certain people play games with the unknowing, with the religious dogmatic people, because those at the top, those who have a certain paradigm of thinking, a certain operation about them in this realm, which separates them from the rest of us, the 99% of us, if you will, they very well know that what they know is not necessarily benevolent or malevolent. It is what it is. It's what they make of it that makes it good or bad. So they play games with the people who don't know, like religious people, for example. So what you've seen for years is literally a cat and mouse game, a Tom and Jerry scenario, where you've got Jerry, the Illuminati, constantly agitating and provoking, antagonizing Tom, the dogmatic people. So here you have people, for example, who may know about the power of the macabre, the triangle, the all-seeing eye. All these things, if you research them, they're not good or bad. They are what they are. And in fact, they're very powerful. It's how you activate them. It's how you utilize them yourself that makes it what it will be. So it's you at the end of the day that's good or bad, isn't it? But for people who are seeking to know themselves, know thyself, they will research these things and come to know, oh, all these things I used to think of years ago when I was in school, being told by this church that these singers and these, Hollywood people and this, that. It's not what it is, really, is it? It's just that they have certain knowledge, and because of that knowledge, they get to where they are, and the rest of the people look up at them and think, oh, they must have done some hocus pocus to get up there. And a lot of insecurity comes out of that, because they then teach other people not to get there because they're insecure of themselves reaching the top. They want everybody else to be. So as we get older, we come to realize it's almost like the Santa Claus spoiler. For years and years as a child, you looked forward to Christmas and Santa and the whole story, and, writing to Santa and all of that. The Tooth Fairy. Then you get to that age where it's like, that was all BS. But it's all good anyway. I had fun while it lasted. That's how it is. That is how it is. It's Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy being spoilt. That spoiler. You see, that's what happens to us when we become more conscious and we become more aware and we start studying everything and everyone. We become aware of Illuminati. But it's not what we thought it was before we started delving in deep. And thank God we delved in, because some people don't even open the door because they're afraid. They're afraid of illumination. So because their egos have been programmed so much so, they can't even think out the box. And all our egos, including my own, were programmed for a very long time. But to unlearn, to be unassuming, to learn again is to reprogram your mind. But it takes conscious effort. So I just want to say that all these things you see in the media, all these one eye, all seeing eye, pyramids, triangles, what else can we think of? Even the cube. Just research it before you place judgment on it, because you'll find when you research that it's not what it is initially. It's just that people who don't know misunderstand it, and because ignorance is a symptom of fear, they just dismiss it as evil. That is basically it. So once we transcend that trap of the dogma, we can become illuminated, because as I said, illumination is pragmatism. Doesn't mean you're an atheist or you're evil or you're right, whatever label you want to put. It's just that you're aware. And when you become aware and all-knowing in your sphere, what happens? You become a master of that sphere. That's what the Bible said when it said, be a master of some and then you'll be given more. So just take heed about the Illuminati Code. That is Tom and Jerry. Don't get caught up in the whole, fantasy that dogmatic people get caught up in when it comes to this whole evil. I see some of the videos on YouTube, and to be honest with you, I laugh, because it's comical to me now that people can actually believe some of the things they publish about the evil and the Illuminati. People are going to be evil, whether you're in the church. Look at the scandals in the church. Whether you're wherever there are people, you're going to have that free will of doing good and bad. So it's not the system itself that's bad. It's the people that make it bad, if that's how you perceive it. Peace.